Um, I'm on my computer with you, and I'm on my tablet with me.
Okay.
So, what category would I be under?
So I think it maybe mental health might be one that you could look at,
Okay,
just because you had mentioned with having PTSD.
yeah, I've been dealing with PSD since I was like a child, and through my daddy almost killed me 5 times, and my mother throwing a pair of scissors, and I can still remember. And my baby sister died, and in the crib, and being forced out of housing that I shouldn't be forced out of. Because I don't do drugs and I don't drink alcohol. Like, I smoke cigarettes and I smoke marijuana, but that doesn't really classify. Well, cigarettes is classified as an addict, but um, I don't know.
Okay. So I think at this other stage, I think my only other question, I guess, to ask would be just because our nomination deadline is coming up for tomorrow.
Yeah, I know.
So I like I'd be worried that it maybe like time just would not be on
On
the
my
side.
side.
Yeah, to be able to get the nomination,
Well,
say,
see, you said about letters, reference from letters and stuff like that, right?
yeah, we do. So with part of the nomination towards the end, you can, like we'll say, attach or supply 3 letters of support.
Oh,
With your
I could
nomination.
probably attach 15, 20, 30, 40.
We do have a maximum of 3 letters that can go with the nomination. Now, so like a lot of people would do up to 3 letters, and some nominations do come in with 1 letter or 2 letters, but we do allow up to
Oh,
three
I could
letters of
probably
support.
get a 10,000. That's how well known I
Okay,
am.
okay. Well, just to save you time, you don't have to go recruiting for 10,000 letters, but that sounds amazing.
Because
I don't know.
because when I am going to be on the ballot for city council, I have to go and do that. I have to go and get signatures, emails, because if I don't, that's not going to be legit, right?
Yeah,
That's what I
yeah.
did when I ran for mayor in year 2018. Um, but I just want to fix the system. I want to fix the system so it's better for other people. It's not fixing the system, it's changing the rules.
Hmm. So, just with the dates in mind, do you think that you would be able to get support with doing the nomination by tomorrow, or do you think it would be a difficult, like
Well,
just
it's pretty yucky out there.
yeah,
We just had a snowstorm. Now we're going to have freezing rain.
yeah,
And maybe that I know I can nominate myself, because I thought
yeah,
before that other people have to nominate. You can't nominate yourself. You have to be nominated by other people.
mm,
So if I don't get the thing done, then I could probably get a lot of support, like people from the jail system, like psychiatrists or psychologists from the jail system, that they know I've been forced in jail because I'm a female. So there was no protection. No protection at all. I
mhm.
can barely see you now.
Oh, sorry, my arm is getting tired from holding the phone.
Well, you got a computer? You got a computer?
Yeah, I'm just because I'm on the nomination form now, just because I'm looking at that while speaking with you, just so I can kind of I was able to go through the kind of like the questions and some of the information on it. So I'm just because I'm on a bit of a time crunch because I did just put, we'll say, 30 minutes aside for our meeting today. Um, Again, as I say, like I'm happy to support with the nomination. I'm just like I'd be kind of just wanting just to make sure that the with regards to the deadline being tomorrow, that it might be, you know. a tricky thing to maybe kind of.
Yeah, but there's also a grace period, right?
And there is for true to the weekend. So when I get the grace period I give is about 2 to 3 days. Just because some people do ask for it and it is there, but I do need to have the kind of like a cutoff line because once I get all the nominations, I still have a lot of administrative work to do behind the scenes.
Right. So I think this would be a good educational setting for me. Now, to go back to the nomination selection, can you repeat the one that I'm fit under?
So again, not knowing the entirety of your story, but just because of the conversation we've had and some of the different categories that we've kind of spoke through, it may, I would say maybe, you could look over the mental health category to see if that might be something that you feel you'd fall into for the nomination. And you did say potentially that you would again look at maybe the medical category as well. So I would maybe look at those two.
Yeah, because I've gone through medical trauma. Mm-hmm. Okay, so maybe I can fit into both categories because when you're going through post surgery, mm-hmm. You have to dilate all the time. Okay? And if you don't, there's the deadly consequences. There's pain consequences. There's closing consequences. That all affects the mental health.
Okay?
Okay? And there's the fear consequences. There's just the daily trauma that people are not happy with themselves and they see me happy, right? That's when they mock me or judge my appearance or ask me that, oh, what would you like to be called? What do you think? I'm a female, right? I don't have a beard, I don't have a mustache, I have long hair, I have boobs, I walk like a duck, talk like a duck, is a duck. I just, this is very educating.
Okay. And then just so you're aware as well, for the nominations, we do only allow one nomination per person. So, for example, when you go through the nomination form, you won't be able to select, we'll say, multiple categories.
Well,
you will have to kind of, say, pick one, and then once that one is selected, you won't be able to, say, go back and do, I'll nominate myself again under a different category because I feel I could be
now,
both.
I'm going to probably do this next year, okay? This is very good education for me.
Yep.
So, if I nominate me as me, can somebody else nominate me?
And not at the same year. So we'll say, for example, if you nominate yourself, we can't have person XYJ also nominate you at the same time. So unfortunately, it's only one nomination per nominee.
Okay, that's where the letters come in, right?
So for example, if you will say next year nominated yourself, you could then reach out to various other people to provide you with letters of support that you
right.
But nomination. Yeah.
I'm thinking multiple tasks right now. Okay, see if I get 15 letters. Okay, just one moment. I know you said the only 3, right? But I wonder if I can type it in in two big pages. If I get, because I know there's people that know me and people have seen how much trauma I've been through.
Yeah.
As a trans girl, and I just looking at it would be more supportive for me to be elected.
Mm-hmm. So because. And I do hear what you're saying with having, we'll say, multiple letters be combined into like 2 pages.
Yeah.
But because like I do have requirements that I will that I hold other nominators and nominators too, with that being, we'll say 3 letters maximum per. So like if you were to include like 4 or 5 letters within 2 pages, I would have to, just personally, because I need to make sure that everybody is under like the same equal footing when the nomination is being reviewed.
Yeah, but that's another way of that. Maybe you can change your rules for probably next year and say, well, more support out in society holds a lot more than 1 or 2.
No, I hear what you're saying for sure, but just because like with the process that we have is that we get like a number of nominations every year, and we have a volunteer panels that review all the nominations. So that would be the nomination itself and also all the letters of support. So the reason why we limit it to a maximum of 3 is to make sure that like all the nominations can be reviewed in detail and all the letters can be read in detail as well. And that we also have to make sure that there's enough time to go through the nominations for the volunteer panels. So that's kind of why we have it set at a maximum of 3, just to make sure everyone gets a good and fair review and has the time to review the information.
Right. So I'm just thinking a lot.
Of course.
Solution.
So Angela, I hate to say it, but I have maybe 5 minutes left before I have to run and get ready for another meeting. But it sounds like, if I'm not mistaken, that we would potentially maybe look at doing a nomination next year, if I haven't gotten that wrong.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah. So what I would say is, like, Joe, of course, Joe, I think you're onto a great start where you're asking questions, you've got information on it, and then just so you know that roughly when we open up nominations for a new nomination year, it usually happens I would say like late September to maybe early October.
Okay.
And that's like, and if you wanted to, then we could reconnect at that stage, and that would give us then probably about 3 months that I could be able to kind of like, that if you go through the nomination process and you have questions, that you and I can go back and forth and I can support you with it as well. But it just gives us way more time, and I think time can be a great advantage, you know?
Right. So I should save your number on my phone.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, so my number and my email, and I will put yours into my spreadsheet as well. So what I usually do is, usually around mid to late September, I will
reconnect.
Yes, exactly. And I email them and say, oh, Joe, our nomination year has opened back up. So I will keep you on my list, but please do hold on to my details as well.
Yeah.
And but I will definitely be able to reach out to you.
Well, I'm videoing all this, so there's almost 14 minutes video, so it's eye-opening, and that's what I want to do, is to eye-open the people that do not know what's going down here. You know, I'm just fortunate that I'm alive. I'm fortunate that we live in British Columbia. I'm fortunate that I have a nice bed. I'm fortunate that I have a place to live. If sometimes it's not safe for me, but living in the downtown east side is very sketchy and also scary. As many mind games they do play down here with people, like relationships. You can't do this, you can't do that. I live in an independent living. So in independent living, how can you have an independent relationship when you're living in an independent housing? Mm-hmm. Isn't that double standard? That's double standard, isn't it? See, the government do not want us to have a relationship. They'd rather us to have a hard time, to pay more taxes, to do this, do that. Things are keep on going higher. that deals with a lot of other people's mental stress. You know, we're not getting paid enough. Can't afford housing. Sorry, you got to move out of the city. You have to move away from your friends. And to me, that is not right. That is not right. If you cannot afford your rent and you have to move, that's basically putting you homeless, and that's unnecessary. You know, and the solution want to be people to be housed, but they're being dehoused because they can't afford the rent or people don't like you. So, keep me in touch.
Absolutely, absolutely. I would love to wish you a happy new year as well.
Yeah.
And have a great rest of your day, and stay warm, as I believe it's quite cold outside today.
Oh, I also have an Instagram.
Okay.
Roller Girl Vancouver. Mm-hmm. I also have a GoFundMe, so click on the link and donate.
Okay, okay.
Support my local business.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and subscribe to my YouTube.
Okay.
Thank you.
Have a good rest of your day.
I'll see you next year.
Perfect.
Bye.
Bye for now.
Wow.